The problem is that the music stops.
Should keep going.
We got to keep the music going in the intro. What's going on, family?
Hey, y'all.
What is good? For y'all on the live tonight. I love it. I love seeing the numbers rise. Oh, my bad. 6 of y'all on the live tonight. I see them numbers. We went live a little earlier with our with a slideshow of all the guests that we've had on the show. Was dope. Talk to us in the comment section. Let us know which one was your favorite show so far.
Yeah, which one was your favorite? I would love to know that. Yeah. We've had some really good stories.
Some
put
really
it
good
in the chat.
Now, personally, show number one.
Oh boy, really?
Well, I mean, post-traumatic client disorder. That's where we got it from.
That's
the one. True. Like that thing is like that. You can't duplicate that.
Yeah.
It's like lightning touching Earth the second time at the same spot. Doesn't happen. So no, that one was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, our guests have been ridiculous.
Yeah, we've been getting so many good nuggets. Like, I hope y'all come with your pen and your paper to take notes at each one, because
it's amazing.
You need to be writing them down.
It's amazing. No, so last week we had a marketing coach on.
Yes,
this week we have a business coach on. A business coach talking about business. That's dope. Get your paper and pen out. 7 of y'all on the live. Take a second right now. Tag a friend who's in business.
Yeah, share it.
We want to make sure we get as many people in here as possible, especially since we about to go on a little bit of a rant right around now. That one music doesn't end on this one.
Oh, you're going to have to press the button.
I got to press the button. Yes.
So what are we ranting about today? You see, I'm already clapping, right?
Fam.
Oh my goodness.
It's a problem. It's a problem out here.
Like, come on, people. We got to do better. We got to do better.
Listen. Let me say this. Let me prep it. You're going to say the actual rant, but I want to prep by saying, family, if you have a younger person in your sphere of influence, they could be a mentee, they could be your child, whatever, and you see in them an inability to admit wrong, you caught them literally.
Red.
The hand is red,
blood red,
and they're like, "It wasn't me." Like full on Shaggy, like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't me. You know what I mean? No.
Oh my goodness.
You need to correct them
from now.
Correct them, because those children and little people grow up to be adults and business owners, or better yet, clients.
Yes.
And they are unwilling to admit that there could be even an inkling of wrong.
For real though.
Come on. It can't be me. It can't be me.
When it is you.
Talk to us in the comment section. Do you know those children?
Do you know those people?
Do you know those kids, now adults?
Yes.
Do you have clients who I'm talking about the blood
red,
is dripping. And you're like, but you, that's,
I tell you,
that's, you did that. Like, no, that's not a, I'm going to hand it to you, but I just got to say this one last thing. I heard a message a long time ago, and I'm not going to say much about the message. I'm just going to give you the clincher, the one-liner. The preacher said, "That's not your cross. That's your crop." Ooh,
I'll never forget that.
I will never forget that message.
Yeah.
I will never forget that message, and it's gonna make sense in a second. Go ahead. My God.
So I'm gonna give a practical example because that's the kind of person I am. I'm gonna make it practical.
Practical.
I met with a client, right?
Come on.
And their complaint to me was, my customers can't make payments on my site.
Come on and talk about it.
So I'm like, really? How is that possible?
They can't make payments? What?
Let me go look and see what the problem is, because I know we set this up properly.
Come on.
Man, I go on there. I put them on Zoom.
Yeah.
I share the screen.
Yeah.
I go through the process.
Yeah.
But no,
it's not
it's
working.
because of one thing that they added last minute that did not say anything about it needing to be a product on the site. That now they're getting complaints from clients saying they can't purchase said product. But you did not ask for it to be created. So what do you expect? In that entire call, do you think that person said, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, I thought I did not give you that? Like, I'm so sorry.
No.
Not once did they say anything like that. Like, that's jacked up. Claim responsibility, y'all. I got another one. I'm sorry. And this is business owner to business owner. Come on.
This is the piece. That's why I messed it up and said, and they become business owners. I was like, no, they become clients. But I meant business owners.
They also become business owners.
My goodness.
Business owner to business owner. You got to do better.
No, you have to.
You got to do better.
Yeah. Come on.
No, I'm going to pick another one that's a little nicer.
No.
Like, I am supposed to have a call with said business owner. I am on time for my call.
Yeah.
Do you think they were on time? No. Were they on time 15 minutes later? No. Were they on time an hour later? No. And the first thing on the call when I finally get them on the phone is right into business. No, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't mean to be late.
Oh my goodness.
Like nothing. Like, I'm like, I'm looking around like, and I'm supposed to still use you for business? You just shot yourself in the leg.
You got to be, guys.
Come on, people. Apologize, man. The first thing that should come out your mouth if you want to keep said client is, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I understand that your time is money. I apologize profusely. This will never happen again. From one business owner to another. Like, I totally understand what I did was not right. Like, you need to be verbal diarrhea with the apologies, people. Like, come on.
Now, listen. Talk to us in the comments. Y'all, do you guys know these clients? Maybe it's just us. Because I'm looking at the client.
Nobody's saying nothing.
I'm like looking at the.
Nobody's
y'all
saying
not resonating
nothing.
with this? There's 9 people on the live right around now. Is it just us? Is it just us? Are we the only ones that have experienced these clients? Micah's like,
he said, Lord, forgiveness of all my sins.
Listen,
I'm telling you, people,
it's real crazy to me.
I'm telling you,
this is a thing.
You would keep a client longer if you just initially just apologize, y'all.
Yo,
that client will bring that temperature down, way down. People are so forgiving. People are people. So they know that life happens. Yes. And they know, like, if somebody doesn't show up on time, my first instinct is not to say, oh, look at this. I'm actually wondering, like, I hope this person is okay. I hope they didn't get in an accident. I hope they didn't, a child didn't get sick. When I message and say, hey, I'm on Zoom, it's more so because I'm hoping they respond and say, hey, I had an issue, than it is to say, hey, I'm throwing shade. I'm really actually, like, that's what jumps into my mind immediately. But then to have them finally arrive, yes, and then they're just like, boom, let's get right in. Can we stay a little bit later? No. I was here for the full. What? Anyway, I'm not going to belabor the point. But that is the vent.
That is the vent for tonight, and I feel much better having gotten that off my chest. Seesaw Studios, I'm glad it's not just us. Thank you so much for that comment. I want to say a word of welcome to everybody that's in the chat already right around now. Micah Flemings is with us. Seesaw Studios. That's my guy, Steve Woods. Gary Jones. He said he got nuggets from Neville Simpson. That was a good one. I remember Neville, and that was a good one. I really enjoyed Neville as well.
Seesaw said he
he enjoyed Rachel's.
Yes. Rachel, I was looking for that comment right there. Perfect. Rachel was a good one. I really enjoyed Rachel.
Yes, it was really good.
Rachel was dope. And Melody last week, our businesses are very similar in terms, she's on the marketing side and I do live video strategy, but really it's just a lot of marketing. Yep. So we resonated. In fact, we connected offline as well. So I'm hoping to do some stuff as well with her. But man, listen, I want to say this as well as we get ready to go into our resource of the week. If you are seeing people in the chat on a regular basis, if you see people who we have come on the show, we share their handles, we put their links in the description. You don't only have to reach out to them because you want to do business with them. You can reach out to them and say, hey, I saw you on Incubators Couch. I'd love to just do 15-minute call with you just to chat about a little bit more about your business. It sounded interesting. Widen your check. Listen, and if you do that, be sure to make sure you come in the chat and say, hey man, I met up with so-and-so this week that you had on the show. It was a great meeting, or whatever your comments are. I would love to know that. But I'm saying this should be expanding our circles for all of us. All of us,
yes. To form a community. Yeah. That's what we're hoping.
Because listen, a good friend of mine says there are resources in relationships.
Yes, y'all.
So yes, we're about to go into resource of the week, but there are resources in relationships. But with that said, we want to share with you resource of the week. Resource of the week. Listen, one, y'all. I'm handing it over, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, that link is in the description.
Yes, it is.
You need to avail yourself of this, and the price is right.
The price is always right when we bring a resource, y'all. We try to make sure we find affordable resources for you. And these are not just resources that we're just picking out of a hat. Most of these resources we use ourselves.
Yeah.
And one such resource that we're highlighting today is called TimeCamp.
TimeCamp.
Yes. TimeCamp.com.
Yes.
And you can use it for business, or you can use it strictly for trying to figure out how long does it take me to create this one thing, so that you can then budget and say, this is what how I'm gonna price this service based on the amount of time I have to put into it. So it can be used for that as well. So the first thing you can see there, it says it track your project time. I kind of touched on that. And then it also increases project profitability with easy time tracking.
And I want to say, for those project managers out there, it is not a full project management tool.
No.
But it does, if you are familiar with project management principles, you know the lead and lag, right? In terms of timelines and when you need to set something else up because it needs to be ready, because this part of the project depends on something that's going to be delivered in this part of the project. It does have that time tracking component built in. So while it is not a full-on project management scenario, it does have that lead lag. And for a lot of people, they're not really that deep into project management.
They aren't. No.
They just want to be able to kind of forecast, okay, if we're starting this part of the project now, when can we start on this other part of the project? This will help you with that. And I think that it's absolutely dope. Yeah.
And a practical tip about the time management thing, it does have a Chrome extension,
right?
Where right in my inbox, if I get an email requesting me to go and do something, I can, from right in my inbox, click start timer, and it automatically fills in the client, the details of that project, like the subject line of that email in there, so that I can later go back and see, okay, this time was for this project. And you can then also spit out a PDF of all your time tracking for a client for a set amount of time, or for the last month or however, and email it to that client so they can see exactly how much time was put toward that thing that they had to do.
That's critical. And I mean, because I know we have a VA that works for us, and so she uses she was using this. I think he uses Clockify. Anyway, but she uses something like this to track her time when she's working on projects for us. But I mean, listen, the integrations, you can see those on screen there.
Integrations.
All of the different things. Asana, Slack, Google, everything is there. You can see the icons on the screen. So if you're using one of those other systems to do some of the other portions of your business, this will add that time tracking component to it. So I think that's absolutely dope. And then we also want to just show you the price. The price.
Look at that price, y'all. That is super affordable. Like
that is really affordable.
Really affordable.
That is like as affordable as it gets. Because in that free plan, you get a lot.
You get a lot. And I'm using the free plan. I tried the paid one for about a year or so because they had a promotion, so I got it for free. Thank you. So, but the free plan is pretty much all I need. I don't really need much more than that.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the functions and features.
Yeah.
And you can decide. But I'm just going to keep it a stack. Even the paid plans are not that expensive. You can see the prices on the screen.
That's nothing.
So you could pay for a year and not as a business owner. Let's just keep it a stack. You can pay for a year and not even worry about that. But that's not the point. Yeah. If you don't have to, you don't have to. The free plan actually covers a lot of what you need. Too. Yeah. So resource of the week.
Definitely check it out.
TimeCamp. TimeCamp, y'all. TimeCamp.com. Link is in the description, along with our guest's website, Ideas to Life. And we're excited to bring him and spotlight his business right now.
Imagine if you had a group and someone joined, and immediately when they joined your group, they said, hey, I got something to sell. Like, oh. Fool with a tool, still a fool, right? But if you know how to use the tool, it can help you to be effective. You have to take the thing that you're good at and now figure out who needs it, right? How do you connect with them? How do you build that trust with them? How do you build that brand so that when you're not around, they say, this person helped me, this person served me. I want to work with her, I want to work with him. Does that make sense?
Man, that video was dope. Ideas to Life. I've always loved that name.
Me too.
I've always, it's the idea life. Idea to life. When we talked about this with our last guest, finding that name for your business is critical. In fact, she said she would buy the domain. She would make sure the domain name was available before she actually named the business to get the EIN. I was like, listen, that's so critical. But man, Kymone, thank you so much for being here with us, brother.
Man, I'm just glad to be here in this space, man, in the part of the Incubators Couch.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I've been looking at what you guys are doing. I'm gonna say I have to find a way to get to be a part of this program.
Man, I'm so excited. We mentioned in the pre-show, like, you are our first non-Huntsville guest.
Out of towner.
We're excited about that, man.
That's cool. Well, I had to come drop off my kids at college.
Yes, sir.
And so I said, let me make sure I let Kirk and Kanique know that I'm here in town so that I could be on the couch.
Yes.
On the couch.
Because we know you've had experiences.
Yeah.
And we want to, commiserate with you.
And we want to learn from those.
Yeah.
Man, just take a few seconds before we dive into your story. Just share a little bit about what you do, some of the things that especially services that you offer that, are anybody can sign up for, essentially, right? Because a lot of things that you do are online. Sure. So not necessarily specific to where you're based, because you're out of the Tampa, Florida area.
Yeah, I'm in the Tampa, Florida area. But as you said, I serve people all around the world because I help people bring ideas to life. Yeah. And more specifically, I help people who are ministry minded take their knowledge and their expertise and turn it into products and services.
And services. You see how succinct that was, y'all? That was nice. In business, you've got to be able to distill that thing down to a sentence or two. So people can walk away saying, I know what he does now.
I'll tell you though, it wasn't easy getting to this point. No. And quite honestly, I've kind of resisted saying certain things like ministry minded, right? Because I didn't want to pigeonhole myself.
Right.
But as you both know, you gotta be, targeted. You gotta have that niche. You gotta have that niche. And so what I do is I help people figure out what is the thing that I have that's my unique ability.
Right.
And then learn how to package it. Because a lot of us have a lot of things that we're good at.
That's
true.
true.
We don't know how to package it in a way that people will pay us for it.
That's so true.
And so that's what I do, help you package it in a way people will pay you for it. And then let's talk about getting it out into the world. It's no good to you or anyone else if you're sitting on it. You got to get it out into the world.
It's not being of service. In my latest series on the channel, I'm talking about how to establish yourself as an expert with content. And in one of the I talk about using the solution triad. At the beginning of that particular tip, I was saying to the folks, there's a difference between having an answer and a solution. You know, you can have the answer to the question. Like, this is answering somebody's problem, but you actually haven't made it into a solution yet. Taking something from an answer to a solution requires work.
Yeah.
Yes. Putting that thing through its paces, documenting the process. Here are the steps. That piece is what most people are not willing to do, and that sounds like that's what you are assisting people to do, absolutely. And that's absolutely phenomenal. Man.
And small plug, Kirk does have his own YouTube channel, Kirk R. Nugent. Check it out. He didn't want to say nothing, but I'll say something.
Listen, I don't mind the plug. No, but this is dope. Man, listen, we every now and again we get a chance to sit on the couch with somebody who is not only been in business but helped others launch business. Kymone is actually just giving you the real sales pitch type joint. But let me tell you personally, there are so many people that I work with on a regular basis that Kymone was very much part and parcel of their journey towards entrepreneurship, their journey towards actually being in business for themselves. So I want to just give a huge shout out to you. And we're excited, man, that we're gonna settle in on the couch right around now.
I'm ready.
Listen, put a 5 in the chat if you're ready for this story. Put a 5 in the chat. I should just see 5s going up the screen right around now. Come on, get the typing going. Put a 5 in the chat if you're ready for this story, because we're gonna dive right in. We're gonna dive right in.
All right. So, how do you want us to start?
Man, we're settled in on the couch. You've got your chamomile or your, I don't know, your hot chocolate. I don't know. But, the mugs are coming. The mugs are coming. All right, but and now you're sitting with the quote unquote therapist, and they're like, so how did it go with this particular client?
Yes.
So I'll tell you this. We talked about like the lead up to it. I'll say it's someone and a client who I really liked.
Okay.
I think sometimes when we think about people who were a nightmare or gave us problems, we think, well, I didn't really like this. This is someone I really liked and I really wanted to work with. And I think what the challenge is I wanted to work with them more than they wanted to work with their own stuff, right? And so it was me almost like asking, Kim, let's do something with this. Let's do something with this. And, for people who I work with who are ministry minded, that's something you got to be careful with. You can't want something for someone more than they want it for themselves.
That's a word.
And so it was me almost being pastor while trying to be business coach, right? Person wasn't paying on time, but I'm still hosting coaching calls with them. Person's being late to coaching calls, and I'm still like, okay, well, you came on 15 minutes late, but I'll keep it going 15 minutes later, right? And I'll tell you one rule I broke. I never wanted to have coaching sessions on Sundays. Never. I mean, think about this. You're working for yourself. You're working for yourself, and then you're trying to navigate people. But this person's like, this is the only time I'm available. And as I told you, I wanted to work with them more than they wanted to work on this.
You broke your own.
So I broke my own rules, and I started having coaching sessions on Sundays. This person was late constantly, and I'm still keeping it going. And I think what happened in the process of that is, yes, we came up with some ideas that this person could have taken action on, and she never did. And I realized then, because she did not have enough skin in the game.
Yeah, agreed.
So you think, okay, I like you look back in hindsight and you get mad. I wasted my time. Yeah, I wasted all of this expertise. I have nothing to show for it. But there were warning signs along the way that should have told me, like pull back, right? Pull back. There is some I've learned lately called like the pendulum method, right? The pendulum is you got to stay behind people on the process, right? If you seem more eager than them, they'll pull back. But if you seem less eager, they almost advance the thing. So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So and that's why they call it the pendulum.
Yeah.
It moves forward like that. That's dope.
That's dope.
No.
So
listen. Y'all listen. Y'all heard it here. You heard it here.
Yeah.
Okay, the pendulum method.
Look it up.
That's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. So I think for any of us, right, and maybe in your work, imagine if you've done a website for someone, and it never launches, they never put it out there, or Kirk, you do video work, and they never.
I got one like that right now, video, Doc. Right now.
So that's how it felt at the end of that work. Months of work.
Yeah.
When you work with someone in some sort of intellectual way, they're on your brain, right?
Yes.
They're maintaining space on your brain for a while. And we did all of that.
Rent free, bro.
And every time I think about the work we did, I get upset that this stuff never got into the world.
Wow.
I get upset. I charge way less than I should. I got upset. And the person I should get upset with the most is myself.
Yeah, see, that's the wisdom talking right there.
Yes, it is.
Because and you know, a lot of times we do the postmortem on these kinds of engagements. If you don't do a postmortem, I want to say that that's a practice that you do need to, good or bad.
Yes,
good or
true.
bad, you do need to do a postmortem on every project, because being able to see that, I tell, of course, coaching clients to go back and watch their videos, go back and watch your live, and tell me
that is so
what
painful,
are some of
by
the
the way,
things. That's
right?
very painful.
No, because I hate watching myself. Hate it.
Look, I hate watching and hearing myself.
Yes.
But I tell you what, in one recent experience, the guy did watch it. There's something that I wanted to tell him that he keeps on doing, but I was like, it's going to be better for him to realize it on his own. So when he saw it, he was like, I never realized that I do that on camera. I don't like it. I want to stop that. And that one thing really helped, you know, it was a distracting thing that he was doing that really helped to pull from his content. But I'm saying you got to do the postmortem on good or bad engagements, whatever the project might be. But when you do go through that, sometimes we are our own worst critic. Everybody knows this. Most normal people are their own worst critic. But sometimes it is difficult for us to see some of the things that we did get from said project. So my assumption is that you've changed policy since then, right?
Change and changing, right?
Change and changing. I like
Changing,
it.
always
Change
change.
and changing.
There is some hard stuff inside of me that I'm wanting to, you know, be for everyone, help everyone. And, you know, I'm learning if I try to approach business that way, I'm going to hurt me.
Yes.
I'm going to hurt
That's
me.
true.
And honestly, some of the people I'm wanting to help won't be helped the way that I really wanted to. So.
Yeah. There's for me, similar situation where you realize that the stuff that I was doing with this particular client, I can systematize.
Yeah.
I can take some of those and work with somebody who I am not ahead of them in that pendulum, right? And you'll start to see some of the impact and the benefits in those scenarios, but maybe not necessarily with this one. So I don't necessarily chalk them up as an L, as they say. I never lose, I learn, right? I never lose, I learn. But you have to have that perspective, and I'm loving what we're getting from Kymone, man. So give us what was. I mean, I know you already said I blame myself, which. You got to have those boundaries. We talked about this as well with previous guests. Those boundaries are so critical.
Yes, they are.
Another one of our guests was saying she asked herself the question, what can I control in this situation? I thought that was absolutely powerful as well. Just looking at where's my power here as a business owner, as a solutions owner, a service provider. Where is the power I have when I'm in one of these situations? I thought that was very powerful. But as you kind of look over this thing, what is one of the major takeaways? I know you shared one or two, but what would be something that we would say, guys, make sure of this? What would be that thing in terms of this? You know, this scenario, we've gone through this whole process. Actually, we don't know how did it conclude.
It concluded where after a while, it was almost as if they ghosted me, right? Wow. After a while, right? So they ghosted me. You know, we had kind of come to the end of a cycle, but the project, again, hadn't launched.
Not done.
So I think after a while, I recognized, okay, I get the message.
Yeah.
You're not wanting to move forward with this. This may not be the right time for you.
Right.
This may not be the right time. And I had to almost let go. I had to let go of that, okay, you know what? Put some closure on this
thing.
And if she wants to do this again, you know, she'll reach back out. But when she reaches back out, there are a few things that have changed. Right? So now I have levels for how I do work. So, you know, I do have free content I'm putting out there. So I don't have to feel bad that, okay, if people don't have the money, I don't have anything. I have free content.
There's free content.
Right? So if you don't have the money yet, there's free content. Then there is a level where I'm working with people in groups. Because
one to many.
Right, one to many. Because as I mentioned, I was working with this lady on Sunday, and after a while, I have to limit the amount of work I'm doing. I have to find a way to scale this. So there's a group offer for people who, yes, they want to invest. They may not have, you know, as the ultimate, but there's much, but they can work in a group. And then I've raised my prices on one-on-one. Raised my prices. And I'll tell you, I have to practice those prices.
Yes, you do.
I have to practice
that's
those
that's a whole word right there.
You need to say them out loud.
Yes. You have to say it and almost don't say anything after you say it.
Yes, that's a key right there, y'all.
Yeah,
when you put that price out, Don't say nothing else. Do not be the first person to respond back to that email or anything.
I agree. No. Because once you say it, you almost feel like, but you know, just
you negate.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
Wow,
Alvin Chia was a guest on my show a year or so back, and he was saying to me, because he does voiceovers, right? So he was saying that in those kinds of negotiations, he realized and learned just what you said. The first person to speak after the price is said is the loser. I was like, wow. He's like, it's happened to me so many times now. I just put the price there and I stopped talking. And he said it's almost to the point where like the other person just starts chuckling because it's like, you're really not going to say any more, right? No, I'm not saying anything else. That's the price.
Yeah.
No, that's really good, man. So you've fine tuned some things. And we kind of know how that particular engagement came to a conclusion. So, but now what is the I guess a major takeaway that you would share from that particular experience?
I'll say make sure for anyone that you're looking to bring on board that they are as invested, more invested in this project than you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't come from a position of being desperate. I need a client. I need to help this person. I need this to work. No. You know, understand the value you bring to the table.
Yeah.
And stand on that value.
Stand on that value.
That's because you're going to help yourself, but you're also going to help that person even more when you believe in the value you bring to the table.
Yeah.
That's gold.
That's good, man. I don't even want to put anything else on that. That's good, man. You wrap that thing up with a bow. In fact, that's going to be the title. But that's really good. No. Doc, take another few seconds just to kind of share with folks some of the things that you got going on, things that maybe listen, somebody might be listening right now and they're like, man, I need to bring some ideas to life. How do they get in touch with you? How do they engage? Of course, we have your handle on the screen right now and you guys can see that. We'll make sure that some of those things are in the description as well.
Sure.
But just take a second right now to share with folks. How do they get in touch?
Sure. Well, one of the things I'm really excited about is my podcast that I launched recently called the Monetize Your Ministry podcast.
Monetize Your Ministry.
Because I just, there's a few things I just believe in that is that there are people who serve others. And the way you serve others best is your ministry.
That's it.
And that needs to get out into the world.
Right.
You need to do more of it. And the way to do more of it is to monetize it. So that's the podcast I've started. And I have some more things along the lines of that, a Monetize Your Ministry Summit that's coming up. And then a Monetize Your Ministry cohort that I'm going to take people who want to discover, develop, and deploy what they have out into the world. So go to monetizeyourministrypodcast.com.
You heard the D's there. Discover, develop, and deploy.
Have a little framework.
Come on.
I
love it.
Yes.
That's dope. Yeah. Discover. Come on. Deploy. Good. I love it. No, I hope you guys engage. Don't keep those things to yourself, fam. Do not keep those things to yourself. Don't let those ideas, those visions, those dreams die with you. Figure out ways that you can bring that thing to life. And I'm excited about some of the things that you shared. And we just, we generally just always love having you around, brother. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, for sure. For sure. That was good.
Oh man.
Good. That was so good.
Listen, the thing was so potent. We were under our normal, 20-minute joint. It was like, man, that thing was so potent, man.
Don't need to say nothing else.
No, fam, you cannot be out ahead of them. You cannot want it more than them. Like there's a number of takeaways. It was a feast. I mean, literally a feast.
It was a lot.
But you cannot be out ahead of your client. They've got to want it more than them.
Yes,
you kind of trail behind them.
Yes.
So, man.
And we learned something new, the pendulum method. I'd never heard of it before.
I looked it up since. I did look it up after we recorded the interview, and I was like, that's pretty dope. And it's not even like it's something that somebody has coined. So, but they've used that visual of the pendulum.
Yes.
So awesome. Awesome. Deborah, man, no worries. We're just excited that you're here.
Yes.
But thank you so much for joining us live and for commenting. We all absolutely love that. We'd love to see your comments when you watch the replay as well.
Oh yes, especially the host rant.
Yeah, we'd love to hear. Yes, especially you. We know you. Yeah.
So you be feeling us on these joints.
Kerwin, man, I see you in the comments. Thank you so much for coming through. G. Albert Edwards is over on LinkedIn, and I love it. I love seeing everybody coming through. Oh, Danita is on the live. What's going on, sis? Great info. Darius O'Kane, I saw your comments come through earlier as well. Yes. Thank you so much for coming through. Yeah, great info. Definitely a lot to digest. That top point of making sure you are not out ahead of the client is the major takeaway. And we even named the episode, you can't want it more than they do. Right. And then we said the pendulum method. But one of the things I also heard in his, him sharing the story, but more importantly, the postmortem, he recognized some things about himself. And I think that's the real W.
Yes,
he recognized some things about himself. And all of the other points were kind of based off of the fact that I recognize that in me are these things, and I've got to do, I've got to rein some of that stuff in. And I think, listen, man, this is what self-development is all about, man. It's like, even in this whole journey of being an entrepreneur and doing business and providing services, you are discovering a lot more of who you are and what you have to provide. And there are things that you are going to have to kind of chisel off and, fine tune, but practice your prices. I had to do that. I have to admit that's a hashtag.
I had to practice that joint.
Oh, that's a t-shirt. Practice your prices.
Incubators practice Couch. That joint. Say it out loud in the mirror, like my prices, and say it firmly.
Yeah. So you can say it.
My prices. Hey, no, say it firmly.
No. My price. Let me. I think what we'll do.
No. Firm.
You're just, the price is just going down and down and down and down the whole time you're buck shuffling. Practice your prices. That piece for me. Man. Oh yes. Yeah. Just because the term itself kind of speaks to a space. A skill, a muscle that as entrepreneurs you must exercise. And if you haven't, you know what its negative effect is. Yep. If you have, you know what its positive effect is. And so as soon as he said, I have to practice it, I'm like, oh, bro, that's a whole word in of itself.
Yes. Hey, Fred.
Fred is on the live. What's good? What's good, bro? Thank you so much for coming through tonight. Says, don't compromise the integrity of your value.
Exactly.
Now that's what I mean when I say there's just so many different layers of takeaways. And I love that one, Fred. Thank you so much for sharing that and putting that in the chat as well. That is, again, going to be there for all to see. Anybody that watches this replay, they can see the live chat. So we're excited that thank you so much for sharing that, man. Don't compromise the integrity of your value. When you break your own rules, when you cross your own boundaries, you are compromising the integrity of your... Darius O'Kane says another Kirkism. I can't give you my dopeness. No. You ain't dope. Okay, you gonna get me riled up, Darius. You gonna get me riled up. I'm trying my best to calm down here. But no, that's my price is based on the quality of my services.
Yes.
Keep it at a premium.
Thank you for that, Kerwin. That's good. I'm loving the comments, y'all.
The comments tonight are just fire, man. Nice. That's keep it premium. People pay for premium.
Yes,
people pay for luxury. People pay for the easy button. Top shelf. But you heard Kymone as well. He broke his packages down, so he's got
has some good content. Ideas there, y'all. I hope y'all were listening and writing that down. He told you the structure that you got, especially for coaching. That's a good structure right there, man.
Listen, he has figured it out because it's the name of the podcast, which is the name of the conference, which is the name of the cohort.
Yes.
And
come on, he has that thing so well planned, so structured.
Dope. That's dope.
He's killing the game.
Yeah, that to me is
excellent.
Yeah, I will be sending people to the Monetize Your Ministry podcast because it's a dope resource, and I will probably be one of the next guests on there. But also, man, that's gonna help people take ideas and concepts that are fledgling, that are ethereal. It's in your mind. It's almost a dream. And bring them to reality. like so they can have impact and effect on people's lives.
And Kymone is excellent at that. Like the whole process of jumping into that thing, like he has it all figured out. So if you are looking to do something,
huge plug.
Y'all need to reach out to the dude, man. He knows what he's doing, because we know people that he has helped launch books or launch businesses or events. And I'm telling you, he's killing it.
Especially during the pandemic, there's so many people that he was like, yo, Kirk, I need to do a launch for this person. And we would do it live as a live stream. And so he would bring me in to provide those live streaming services. And so that's what I mean when I say there's a host of people that, man, he has really worked with. But y'all, listen, make those nuggets of wisdom come from his lived experience, come from all the, all of what he has been able to amass as his experience, right? And I think this is one of the things I love about Incubators Couch, and I hope that you love it too. These are not, cookie cutter, run of the mill, let's just read something out of a book kind of a deal. These are from people who are in the trenches right now, living these things. And I think that, man, I have been absolutely bettered by so much. All of the things that we've heard. And that's why we asked you guys earlier, which one has been your favorite thus far? There's so much more to go. We've been able to do a number of other interviews.
We've got a couple more coming down the line.
And they are good.
Yes, we're excited.
They're good. The fam, let me see what we got here. How many? Okay, like I said, the comments are rolling. 11 of you guys on the live. Make sure to tag some, even as we get ready to close it out for the night. Closing it out early, and I love it. But yeah, make sure you tag somebody in the comments. Let folks know
from this information. Like
another
business owner or client, definitely tag them.
We're gonna be, there's some shorts and different other things that we're gonna be pulling from the content that we're gonna be posting on different other platforms, trying to funnel people over to the long form, because we want to grow this community. If there are other resources that you want to see from us, email address is on the screen right here. Contact us at yourcomposition.com. It goes right into a queue. We got a team that works with that joint, so hit us up. Let us know. What are some of the ideas? Hey man, I'd love to see Incubators Couch do this. Hey man, And I will say this.
We are open to the suggestions.
We are working on the shirts, so we apologize. We know that some of you have them, some of you want them, and we're just trying to figure out the best way to make them available. So once that is done, we will make sure to get that out to you. But no, this has been absolutely amazing. We can't thank you guys enough for your time and attention.
Yes, thank you for coming through and spending the time with us. We know it's time that you're taking away from other things, and the fact that you're spending it with us, we are truly grateful. And we appreciate you all. Truly
grateful, y'all. This has been a phenomenal episode. Definitely gonna go back and watch it myself to just soak it in, really internalize some of those practices and principles and to practice them. But y'all be safe. Incubators Couch is, I had to pause. Come on.
Unscripted, vulnerable conversations with entrepreneurs
and
business owners just like you.
Oh, she's got it. She got it.
Took a while.
Listen. You gotta commit that thing to memory. People gonna be asking you, what's Incubators Couch?
My memory is trash.
This is what it is.
I had two kids.
Even for you, two kids. Lord help us. Even for you guys out there, if somebody asks you, what is this thing you watch on Mondays at 7 p.m.?
You can use the tagline.
You can use that tagline. That's why I say it. Incubators Couch is unscripted, vulnerable conversations. Because the reason why I say just like you is because literally everyone that sits in this chair, everyone that's on the couch is just like you. And we're excited to see their journey. We're excited to hear your journey. And we hope that this has been a blessing. We'll catch you guys around these internet streets or in next week's video. Later, fam.